I think you got bad service,
Uh,
Nathan Cooper.
all right, here we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Well, hey, welcome everybody to the Thursday night opportunity call. This is exciting. We're excited to be here. What a moment in time right here with Common Sense Wellness Worldwide. We're excited for you to hear more about it. And I'm excited for this call tonight. Excited to introduce to you guys the main speaker of tonight's call. Somebody that just joined our company not very long ago, about I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, give or take. I'm terrible with time, but this guy is no stranger to this industry. He's had success here before, and he took a look at our company, and he really liked, after looking at it for over 10 months, really liked what we were doing. So he got excited. Now he's excited to be here, so that's why I love listening to him speak. I'm excited to introduce to you guys tonight Mr. Jeff Jenson.
Thanks, Nate and Tana from Jamaica. We love you guys. Wish we were there with you. Um, so as Nate mentioned, I got involved in this company about 4 months ago on the business side. Hey, Joe and Sarah, miss you guys too. So, and Nate talked to me at a rodeo. I'm an entrepreneur from the word go. My kids are 10 and 12-year-old girls. They rodeo. And so we were out at a rodeo and Nate said, "Hey, are you open to business opportunity?" And I said, "Always." And so we had a discussion on the drive home and he introduced me to Joe. And during that, I liked everything that I heard, but I said to myself, and to Nate, love to get going with you here, but first I just want to try the product. So I am an ADD, ADHD guy that skips life, skips across the top, that is, like a rock on the water. And as a result, I pass that on to my kids, and it was starting to affect them in their education and their school and their reading and that type of stuff. So started about a year ago on the Brain Sense product and said to Nate, I'm going to sit back and kind of try this product out and watch what happens. And so in October, as Nate said, about 4 months ago, I decided that I was going to get really going with this because I saw what a difference it had made in my family, the focus of my kids, their grades went up, their rooms got cleaner, their chores got better. It created some focus and some execution in them. And I said, okay, I can get behind this company because I love the product. So at that time, I'd met Joe once, and now Joe is a staple for me. I probably spend 4 or 5 hours a day on the phone with Joe. And what I've learned about Joe and his co-founder partner Richard O'Brien is they really care about people. They built this company in a way that will alleviate any potential problems for us as independent business owners down the road. They built it debt free. They built it with no investors, no board of directors, no bankers. And so what that gives them is the ultimate control over the destiny of this company. And they took it one step further. They came up with a manifest that said, okay, look, we're going to long term hand this company over because it's going to be a legacy company to a board of diamonds, six diamonds, that will run the business. We don't have our first diamond today, so Joe still plays that role and works his tail off in running this company. But he won't want to do that forever because he loves doing what we do. He loves the field of this business. And why is that? He loves it because in 3 or 4 business opportunities that between he and Richard they'd been involved in previously, they had that investor base and a board of directors and debt and bankers that dictated the direction of that company. And so by creating a board of diamonds, that will never happen to us in what we're doing at Common Sense. So the leadership is there. They've set up a foundation for us that just is going to allow us to build a legacy, build it once and then move on. I built a lot of big companies in my career. Um, I built I was an investment banker, so I was taking private companies public. In that process, took more than 40 to 50 private companies public, raised billions of dollars literally for those companies. Today, a couple of them trade on the New York Stock Exchange. One of them is the company that discovered the Bakken, called Northern Oil and Gas. Another one's Riley Exploration, also an oil and gas company down in Texas. But in doing those companies and doing those deals, every time I was done with that business, I had to look for the next business. Same thing with the private companies that I've run. Today, I run a vacation rental management company. We've got about 80 homes in Lake Tahoe that we do short and long-term rentals on. I built one with Proactive, the acne care that you see on all the infomercials. We took that company to carts and kiosks in every shopping mall in America. So some of you have probably seen those or bought that product from those carts. But we built their revenue from 500 million to over $1 billion. Built another business called Solar Nation from a startup to $1.2 billion in backlog with over $100 million run rate before we got out of that business. And so my business background is pretty extensive. And so when I looked at this, I said, okay, what do I look for in businesses before I really lean in and get involved? And the first one that I mentioned was leadership. The next one is products. There's 60 products in this company. My family's probably fallen in love with about 8 or 10 of them that we order every single month. And these aren't products that I would go out and buy as an additional expense for my, my monthly expenses in living. Their vitamins, their coffee, their, energy drinks. So all of the normal things that you would consume in your life are available in this company. Now you can buy them from yourself. So the products are great. There's 60 of them, as I mentioned. The community that they built is second to none. Joe started out 5 years ago when he started this company with Richard and said, we're going to have an app where people can, stay engaged with the community and learn and be educated and be motivated every single day. And so they launched that app. It's called CS Mentoring. In that app, we have a book club every Saturday. So there's a real sense of community around what we're building. And that's something that I've never seen before. Another thing that Joe says is that I'm gonna mute a couple of these folks real quick. Another thing that Joe talks about is a lot of these companies talk about personal development, but none of them do personal development. So Joe went out and got us certified as a Zig Ziglar coaching facility and an organization where we're part of the Ziglar Foundation. And we now have coaching programs for the people that want to really improve their lives and help grow their business. And we're seeing that success every day today in our business. Now, what that means is we have consumable products, but we also have personal development products. And so the community matters because it makes this whole business really sticky. I was talking with some experts in the industry not long ago. The retention rate on these companies of business owners year over year is averaging in the 20 percentile range, and we're over 50. And I think last year we were even higher than that. So the community really matters. The timing, on where we are in the economy with people's credit card levels at all times highs, they want to make more money. They also are lacking some community after COVID. And so, they're with inflation, people run out of money before they run out of month. And so by having additional income, being able to earn that income, I think the timing is great. And as we talk about income, this compensation plan is better than anything that I've ever seen. It starts with a fast start bonus program where you can earn an extra $300,000 in income over your first 5 years in the business as your rank advance. There's additional leadership bonuses that are paid. And in most of these types of businesses, they pay you a lot on the very front line, your top line, where your pyramid is very small, and a little on the bottom line where your pyramid is really big. And when Richard set up this compensation plan, Richard O'Brien, our other co-founder, he flipped that and said, we're going to pay you more on the bottom and less on the top because that's where your volume is. And the third thing they did is the leadership bonuses. Most of these companies pay like 6%. And these guys said, no, we're going to pay 29% into those leadership bonuses. Now, as Richard and Joe talk about their successes in other businesses, those quarterly bonuses for leadership were, over $100,000. And if you think about this, we're paying like almost 5 times that amount quarterly as leadership bonuses in this compensation plan. They're dedicated to pay out 50 cents on every dollar that's generated in this business from day one. And as Joe will probably tell you here in a minute, I'll have him say hello because he's standing there with Nathan in Jamaica. They've been dedicated from day one to pay out 50 cents on every dollar that's generated in sales in this compensation plan. Well, what that means for us is that they couldn't have a big corporate office and do that. So Joe shipped the first $10 million plus worth of product off of his dining room table, had staff coming into his home to help do that. Why? So that we could all make more money and we didn't waste it on corporate overhead. So those are my kind of whys in the business. Nathan, I'd love to have you come back on and talk about your why a little bit and the business side of this. So I'm going to now mute myself and let Nathan Cooper take this for a minute.
Well, thanks, Jeff, and thank you so much for sharing about this company. It's so awesome. And I just want to let all you guys know I love you. You guys are awesome. I just look at all the pictures of all of you guys, and I miss you, and I can't wait to have you on the next trip with us. You guys, when I got started in this profession, did I ever think I would be where I'm at today? No. I had absolutely no idea. But there was a small dream inside of me that would just never go to sleep. The dream kept me alive. The dream kept me going, right? And I was in some other companies that we didn't have any success. And but looking back on it, we had a lot of success because we learned a lot. Our minds were growing and we were learning how to think, and we were learning a lot about ourselves and our self-image and stuff like that. And then Joe and Richard, as Jeff has talked to us tonight, talked a little over 5 years ago, started talking about starting this company, Common Sense Wellness Worldwide. Well, do you know what, you guys? I took a look at it and I realized I could believe in the founders, and I could believe in what they were doing. I could believe that they were going to pay us the way they said they were going to pay us. There were so many things I could believe in that got me excited about making the decision to build this company. And so, you guys, it's been a blessing in our lives. And really, the money, the time that this company gives you, and the relationships, everything is just so exciting. And I know Jamaica back to others. We're on a trip right now in Jamaica, and this whole entire time being here, I can't help but think I want everybody that is on this call to be in Alaska with us, right, Tana? Yeah. Because that's really what this is really all about. This company is about you guys. And you guys, we can all be on these trips and we can all be doing these fun things. And trust me, we put it
Okay, we lost Nate. So
right.
with that being said, Nathan's not here anymore. So T, why don't you jump in a little bit? We'll maybe have Nate come in and tell us a little bit here on the back end. T Bennett.
Cool, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we wish we was in Jamaica with Nathan and Tana and Joe and everybody. So that's exciting that they were able to join us for a few minutes. I'll tell you what, guys, we all rodeo. My family rodeos. I got 3 kids. They rodeo, and you know what? It takes a lot to make it happen. We've got a ton of horses, cattle here, and it's expensive to make it all work, right? And sometimes, I mean, even just trying to do our day-to-day jobs, it doesn't. It's pretty hard to afford it, you know. I mean, rodeo is expensive alone, and so if you got horses here and you're feeding them every day, it's a never-ending feed bill, right? And Jeff always talks about the diamond lifestyle, and he talks about Schwalbe trucks with us and Bloomer trailers and everything like that. Well, those trucks are $220,000 a piece, and the trailers they're anywhere from 200,000 to $500,000, right? Well, I'll tell you what, there's no way that with what I'm doing I'm maxed out with what I'm doing with my day-to-day job. There's no way that I can make any more money doing what I'm doing. And that's what excites me about the opportunity here at Common Sense, is because I can add this into what I'm already doing, meeting new people. When we're at a rodeo on a weekend, we're always meeting new people, right? We're talking to new people. And so with that being said, that's what excites me about this opportunity, because it provides something that I can provide those horses. I can provide that Schwalbe truck. I can provide that Bloomer trailer for my kids. And without this opportunity, there's no way in the world that would ever be possible. There's no way it would ever work out. And you just seen Rich, he was sitting here with me, and he's always talking about new horses and trucks and trailers and stuff like that. And more cows, right? And ranches and stuff. Like, his favorite thing is to ranch. And so ranches are $4 or $5 million for just a little decent ranch. And so this is what gets me excited about this opportunity, because I know it's going to provide the things for my family that they want. And I live through my kids. I really do. Like, I live for my kids. They they want the big things in life, and I don't want to let the American dream pound that out of them. I want to be able to provide for them as well, and I know that we have that here in Common Sense. And so that's what gets me more excited than anything, is being able to be in a community of like-minded people like you guys, and be able to provide for my kids the things that they want. Rather it is a $4 million ranch or a $220,000 truck to go drive up and down the road rodeoing, or a $100,000 barrel horse, whatever it might be for my daughter. And I know, after 5 years of being here, I know for a fact that we have that here at Common Sense, and I know it's going to be able to provide those things for my kids, that they'll have anything they want. And that's what pushes me day in and day out. And I appreciate Joe and Richard and everything they've done for us, and Jeff and Nathan and everybody else on this call for being with us, and pushing each and every one of us to just be better, and to be able to create the things that we really want, not compete for them, but create the things that we really want in our life. So thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
You bet. Joe Melling, our co-founder, is standing there with Nathan Cooper. So I'd love for Joe to say hi to you guys from Jamaica, and then we're going to move on to a little product story. But Joe, tell us about Jamaica and what you're excited about today.
Hey, Jeff, thanks so much for having us on here for a minute. We're standing under a tree with some outside lights. It's 81 degrees. We spend all day in cabanas and on the water and snorkeling. And the only reason I share all that with you is not to brag or anything else. It's just, I hope all of you know that you deserve to be here with us. And that option is available. And we want you on the next trip. That Alaska cruise, it's available for each and every one of you. And we only do these trips because we know that you can qualify. We know you can come and join us. And really, all it is a decision away. It's you making a decision right now tonight that, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And you've got the right support team. You've got amazing leaders and team members to help you every step of the way. This isn't a do it by yourself sport. This is a team sport. And you've got absolute professionals and one of the fastest growing teams in the company. Over the next 5 years, we spent the last 5 years laying an incredible foundation. Over the next 5 years, we're going to take this company all around the world, and we're going to travel to the best places in the world together. And we want each and every one of you here with us. So we love you all. We're grateful for you. We want you to come join us in the sunshine. And I'll pass this back to Nate. But thanks for having me, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy.
Okay, Nate, anything else you want to say wrapping up? And then I'm going to get a little product testimonial from Raynal.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm just excited. I'm excited to hear some product testimonials for sure.
Okay, perfect. Raynal Day, unmute yourself if you can, and tell us about your experience with the Common Sense products.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one having a problem with that.
All right, can you hear me now?
There you go.
You are 10 by 10, Reynold. Go ahead. Sorry, I
All right.
muted
Good,
myself
Jeff.
again.
No, you're good. Hey, so I'm glad to be on here tonight. We have the thing that got us into Common Sense was the products. I have my youngest son, he'll be 14 this summer. He suffered from some depression and anxiety issues. And I had talked to T, about Common Sense, and he's like, you know what? Maybe you ought to try and see if the Brain Sense would help him out. So we've been consistently on it for, oh, when did we sign up? We bought into the business probably October, I think. And so we've been on it consistently. And our whole family has, but we can't even tell you the difference that it's made in him. He went from being anxious and scared and just not hard to manage, but we're just like, what the heck? And he went from that to confident, happy, and a whole different person. And so we are definitely believers in the Brain Sense, but really all the products that we've tried have been amazing. I was telling T, I ended up having to go to school this week for the last 2 weeks for work for to be a hazmat tech. I've been a hazmat tech and found out my certification lapsed, so I got to go again. My brain was 20 years younger the last time I did this, and I can't even tell you the difference that the Brain Sense has made for me. That and the Motivate, just keeping me focused and moving forward. But we love the products. It's been life changing for us actually, and so it's been amazing. We love it.
Thanks, Reynold. Appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work. Larry Rutherford, we'd love to hear about your product story. I'm going to ask you to unmute so it pops up on your screen. There you go.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate that. You know, I could take up to 30 minutes just on my testimonials of each product that I take. Just like you, I take eight products regularly. There's a couple of them that really have gotten really personal for me. And, you know, I want to just liken this to a little story. About 4 years ago, I was on an elk hunt and I was in a ground blind and I had a mature bull elk come right behind me. He stood 2 feet behind me with his head right over top of my head. I can explain this story to you the best that I can, but you as listeners can't feel exactly what I went through. And that's exactly the way I can't explain to you how I feel about the products with Common Sense. The two that I really want to talk about is Brain Sense and Sleep Sense. Those two together changed my life. Before Brain Sense and before Sleep Sense, it was dark. I lived with high anxiety. I lived with some depression. I've been on a sleeping pill for going on probably 15 years now. I fought and fought and fought to get off that sleeping pill. The number one side effect of a sleeping pill is short-term disability or short-term memory loss. And it was working. I lived in a fog. My memory was going. It was really, really confusing. And to not be able to beat that sleeping pill, to try over-the-counter things, and I just thought I was in an end. And I had a phone call given to me by a really dear friend who presented this in front of me, and I jumped on like no other. The first day that I got on Brain Sense and Sleep Sense, I committed to myself that I would not take my sleeping pill. First time in 15 years I was able to sleep without a sleeping pill. If I didn't take it, I could stay awake for 2-3 days in a row. And I have not taken a sleeping pill since about October 10th was the last time I took it. My anxiety is gone. My anxiety and my depression is gone for 2 reasons. I don't have that over me anymore. I don't have that depression and anxiety of knowing that I still have to take a sleeping pill to even function in life. And another thing is that I know that my anxiety and my depression is gone because of what the Brain Sense and the Sleep Sense has done for me in my life. I could tell you testimonials of people that I've been involved with that I have helped get involved with the business. They're endless. Everybody has a story. And this company has something that can help anybody. I hope that something that I've said tonight can resonate in somebody and go, wow, there is hope for me, because there was hope for me. I like who I am. I like who I've become. I am Common Sense, and I forever will be Common Sense. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, Larry. That's awesome news, man. Well, we've heard from the Jamaica crew tonight. We've heard from some great product testimonials and business testimonials from both Nate and T. And so with that being said, we're super excited that you're here. We're super excited about where this company's going. We'd love to have you join us in this journey and set your dreams wherever they want to be, because you really can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish in life, as T said, with this business and this opportunity. So make sure to get back with whoever invited you to this and give them a little bit of feedback, and then come join us and be with us in Alaska in September, like Robert and Jeannie are going to be. Everybody have a great night, and thank you, Joe and Nathan, for joining in from Jamaica.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Jeff.
So great seeing all of you. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
Y'all are awesome.
Thank
Love you.
you.
Thank you, guys.